institution, the Law Society of Upper Canada, has decided to violate the Supreme Court of Canada and to violate the Charter of Rights. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that there's a university in Alberta that has applied for a degree to graduate law students. BC, sorry. And this university, this law society has made a decision before the course even starts that any students that graduate from this university cannot practice law in Ontario. It doesn't matter how qualified they are. It doesn't matter what they believe personally. They've made a decision, because the university happens to be Christian, that you cannot practice law in Ontario. That's their vote, their decision. Now, the BC Teachers Association tried to do this several years ago, saying that if you were a graduated student from this university, you could not be a teacher in British Columbia. That case went all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada, which came out with a clear ruling that associations and law societies cannot discriminate against Christians at this university. You cannot have a situation where a law society makes a decision for an entire group of people that you can't practice law in Ontario. So this law society, lawyers, knowing that the Supreme Court of Canada has already ruled, made a decision to violate that ruling. They made a decision that if you happen to be a Christian, you can't be a lawyer in Ontario. That's their ruling. That's their vote. Now, that goes against the Charter of Rights, goes against the courts. Each and every one of us has a right to freedom of religion, freedom of conscience. Conscience means you have a right to believe what you want to believe. You don't lose a job because you exercise your freedom to have a belief system. And that's what they're doing. If you have a certain belief system, we will not allow you to be employed in the province of Ontario. Now, are they going to go through the court system and get rid of all the judges who happen to be Christians? Are they going to go through their association and remove the licenses from all the lawyers who happen to be Christian? Of course they're not. That'd be too many of them gone. You know, in 1950, you could not hire a lawyer in Canada if you were a Native person. You were barred by law to hire a lawyer if you were an Aboriginal up until 1950. We had discrimination in the past. We have it now. It just changes from one group to the next group. 100 years ago, a Jewish person could not be licensed. 60 years ago, you could go down to the beaches in Toronto and said no Jews allowed. This is what our history is. We fought for freedoms. We cannot tolerate an institution who claims to be lawyers, claims to stand up for freedom, but fundamentally rejects the Supreme Court of Canada and the laws of Canada. That's why we're here. It's a simple question. Stop your discrimination against Christians. Thank you. Amen.